Welcome to this explainer on the strategic integration of marketing AI. Let's just dive right in, shall we? If you're joining us today, you are likely stepping into the fast-paced world of modern digital marketing. A lot of you might be in your 30s, maybe you're upskilling or bravely pivoting your career right now. Well, I want you to know you are exactly in the right place. As we look through this material together today, we are going to completely shift our mindset. We're getting promoted, literally, from manual executors to strategic marketing directors. Let's see how this whole landscape has completely changed.
Okay, so here is a quick look at our agenda for this module. We're going to cover, number 1, AI as a strategic layer. 2, generative versus agentic AI. 3, the 3 AI domains. 4, the strategic director role. And finally, number 5, the human in the loop.
All right, let's get right into it with Section 1, AI as a strategic layer.
So this idea of a strategic layer represents easily the biggest paradigm shift we're going to talk about today. You know, there's a really common misconception out there, especially when you're just getting your feet wet in this space. People constantly ask, is AI just for automation? They kind of think of it as, I don't know, a slightly smarter spreadsheet macro from 10 years ago. They just assume it's only here to do the tedious data entry that no one else wants to do.
Well, the research we are analyzing today gives a resounding no. No way. AI is your new strategic layer. It has completely evolved way beyond basic automation to actually support the entire marketing lifecycle. We're talking from the very inception of a campaign concept right through to delivery and optimization. It's a foundational layer that changes everything about what it means for us to be modern marketers today.
Moving right along, let's hit Section 2, generative versus agentic AI.
Now, to truly manage this new strategic layer, we need to understand the crew that we'll be managing. We hear about generative AI constantly, right? But agentic AI, that is the crucial industry term we absolutely need to know. These are systems that execute tasks, independently analyze data, and adjust campaign parameters. And I really want you to focus on that word, independently. These systems, they aren't just sitting there waiting for us to click a button. They're actively looking at live data, seeing what works, and adjusting on their own to get better results. It's wild.
Comparing these two really perfectly illustrates the core difference. Think of generative AI as your creative team. Those are the tools writing the ad copy, brainstorming blog topics, you get the idea. But agentic AI, those are your producers. They focus on task execution. You essentially have one AI acting as the artist and another acting as the campaign manager. It's an entirely new workflow to wrap our heads around as we step into management. It's a real game changer.
Okay, that brings us to Section 3, the 3 AI domains. So you might be wondering, where do all these different tools actually live within a business? If you're taking notes, this is a fantastic framework to capture. The first domain is agents for marketers. These are your internal productivity tools that just help us work faster and smarter every single day. The second is agents for customers, which is all about direct interaction. Think along the lines of really sophisticated shopping assistants. And the third is multi-agent orchestration. This is the really advanced stuff, where multiple AI agents actually coordinate with each other to complete massive, complex, multi-step marketing initiatives.
Let's transition into Section 4, the strategic director role.
All right, we've mapped out the tools and where they live, but who's actually in charge of the whole shebang? We are. The data points incredibly clearly to the marketer's role shifting from a manual executor to a strategic director. And why are companies so aggressively hiring for this specific role right now? Because case studies show organizations using this approach are reporting significant revenue uplifts and massive improvements in sales ROI. When we step up to guide the AI, we are managing a highly efficient, incredibly profitable machine.
And finally, let's wrap up with Section 5, the human in the loop.
Now, with all this autonomous AI driving revenue, it's pretty easy to wonder where we actually fit in long term. Let's ground all this excitement with some pragmatic reassurance about your job security. Human oversight is a strict necessity. Just look at these critical responsibilities. Brand safety. AI doesn't inherently understand what makes a PR disaster. Creative judgment. AI can generate 1,000 ideas, sure, but we are the ones who decide what actually resonates emotionally with other human beings. Then we have ethical oversight, managing the limits of AI originality and mitigating AI bias. These are practical realities where the tech currently falls short, proving exactly why the human marketer is an irreplaceable asset to ensure campaigns stay perfectly aligned with company standards.
Which leaves us with this final thought as we take all of this forward. AI can execute the campaign, it can analyze the data, and independently adjust the parameters. But who protects the brand?
Who applies the taste, the alignment, and the human judgment? We do. By mastering this integration, you aren't being replaced by AI, you're being empowered by it to become the ultimate decision maker. Thank you so much for joining this explainer, and hey, here's to stepping into that strategic director role.